हिंदुस्तान है साथियों, ये हम लोगों का हिंदुस्तान है, आपका मेरा ये हिंदुस्तान है। और हम नहीं सोचने तैयार हैं, और हम ये भी दिमाग में कभी कभी नहीं लाने के लिए तैयार हैं कि जिनके हाथों में पिछले 43 साल इस देश की बागडोर रही, बड़े मेरिट वाले, खूब पढ़े लिखे, विलायत और अमेरिका जाकर खूब डिग्रियां लेकर आकर इस देश का नियोजन, इस देश के बड़े उद्योग, सब चीजों को पैदा किए हुए ये लोगों ने इस देश को यहां लाकर पहुंचा दिया, ये भी हम लोगों के दिमाग में नहीं उतर आता है। इसलिए सामाजिक न्याय और मंडल आयोग और आरक्षण की जब हम लोग बात करते हैं एक तरफ, और उसके ऊपर हल्ला बोल करने का काम दूसरे और लोग करते हैं, तो ये सबको बोलना बहुत जरूरी है और सबने समझना बहुत जरूरी है कि सामाजिक न्याय के सिक्के का दूसरी बाजू है आर्थिक न्याय। क्योंकि अगर सामाजिक न्याय के बारे में चिल्लाते हुए हम और हमारी सरकार भी रोजगार निर्माण करने में, देश का विकास का एक नया ढांचा निर्माण करने में असमर्थ साबित हो जाते हो, तो फिर मिलना क्या है? वोट मिलेंगे, लेकिन लोगों को क्या मिलेगा? लोगों का जिंदगी कैसी बनेगी, उनका भविष्य कैसे बनेगा, और यह देश कैसा बनेगा? तो इसलिए जब अडवाणी और उनका दल बोलता है कि हम एक मुद्दे पर, और अब जब अंग्रेजी अखबारें और सामाजिक मामलों में उनका समर्थन करने वाले सब हम लोगों को बताते हैं कि अडवाणी इज लेइंग द एजेंडा फॉर इंडिया, मैंने मंदिर बनेगा क्या मस्जिद रहेगी, एजेंडा फॉर इंडिया। जब ये बातें इनके तरफ से आ जाती हैं केवल एक कारण से कि हम लोगों ने सामाजिक न्याय का प्रश्न को छेड़ा, हजारों सालों की गैर इंसाफी को मिटाने के लिए हम लोगों ने जंग छेड़ा, और इसलिए हम लोगों को दबाने के वास्ते जब ये सारी चीजें होती हैं तो फिर समझना होगा, लड़ना होगा, और आर्थिक इंसाफ और आर्थिक न्याय के लिए भी हम लोगों को समर्पित करना होगा। इस देश में इतनी बुद्धि है, जब हिंदुस्तानी अमेरिका जाता है तो सबके ऊपर मात कर देता है, और जब हिंदुस्तानी अपने देश में आ जाता है, कहाँ अपने जात में, कहाँ अपने धर्म में फंस जाता है, और अपने को भी बर्बाद करता है, अपना देश को भी बर्बाद करता है। और आज इस विभाजन को बढ़ाने का प्रयास जहां जहां होता हो, फिर वो कभी जात के नाम पर होता हो, और आज हिंदुत्व के नाम पर, धर्म के नाम पर आज इस विभाजन का प्रयास इस देश में करने की बात होती हो, तो फिर यहां जुटे हुए आप सबसे मात्र नहीं बल्कि तमाम लोगों से मेरी ये प्रार्थना है कि हम लोग इन सारे तथ्यों को पहचानने का काम करें, और इस देश की एकता, इस देश की एकात्मता और इस देश का निर्माण, जिसमें जिस लाचारी के मैंने जिक्र किया आप लोगों के सामने, उस आर्थिक लाचारी, उस गरीबी, तो वो सारी चीजों को मिटाने के लिए, और 50 पैसे और उससे भी कम, आधी आबादी 5 रुपये प्रतिदिन और उससे भी कम पर जो आज अपना दिन गुजारा कर रही है, उनको भी एक विशेष हाथ देकर, उठाकर इस देश को बनाने का काम में आप हम सब लोग आगे बढ़े। बस यहां मैं अपनी बातों को समाप्त करता हूं। आप सबको बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद।
This was what George Fernandes, that our country knew, widely recognized for his adherence to socialist idea. He held several key portfolios such as defense, communication, industry, railways under various government. Most specifically, his dynamic role and tenure as a defense minister under the Atal Bihari Vajpayee-led NDA are worth recalling, which oversaw the two important events during that time: the Pokhran test and the Kargil war. Fernandes was born in Bangalore in 1930 and was training to be a Roman Catholic priest when he got attracted towards trade union politics. In 1949, he moved to Bombay, where he joined the socialist trade union movement, becoming a trade union leader. Fernandes organized many strikes and bunds in Bombay in the 1950s and 1960s while working with the Indian Railways. His electrifying speeches at the time in the Shivaji Park took to the nation by exhilaration and were frequented by crores of people who, unlike these days, used to travel from miles on foot just so that they could not only get a glance of the rebel leader but also to listen to his spellbinding words of motivation. Fernandes had also shared a close relationship with Shiv Sena Supremo late Bal Thackeray. He was also one of those very few to refer the Sena patriarch as Bal. When the Indira Gandhi government proclaimed the emergency in June 25th of 1975, hundreds of political leaders, including Fernandes, who went underground and was later arrested. Fernandes in handcuffs, raising his hand, became one of the most enduring images of the emergency era.
My association with George Fernandes goes back to 1966-67 when I was a student and I worked for him in election against S.K. Patil, who was known as uncrowned king of Mumbai. And George Fernandes decided when he was in his mid-30s to fight against S.K. Patil. And nobody thought that George would win. All of us students were impressed by his excellent and eloquent speeches, his ability to convince workers, his militancy to fight for the workers' rights. So all the students as well as with workers, we all joined the movement to elect George Fernandes against S.K. Patil. It was wonderful, we can call it even romantic days. He was a man literally of footpath, a common man. He could relate easily with the people. He could particularly deal with poor people on equal terms. So he was a wonderful man. He never had any ego, never had any airs. So he was a man of the masses. Slowly, after that, perhaps, but between 73 and later, he began to slowly decline of his political conviction. And though he conducted the railway strike, actually the railway strike itself created doubts about his political or tenure integrity, because he refused even the good deal that time offered to railway workers. As a result, railway strike was fizzled out. And since then, he turned more and more mindlessly anti-establishment and went finally over to the BJP and went over to the Sangh Parivar and created a space for politics of hate. Defender of Hindu faith indirectly though, and later on even directly when he joined the BJP government. So the man who fought for the workers' rights, for the poor people in the 60s, became slowly a man against the people, against the poor people, and joined the right-wing forces led by the BJP. So my respect for him began to dwindle, and later on it just disappeared because he changed his political line. His integrity became questionable, and his politics became politics of hate.
George Fernandes became the defense minister in the Vajpayee government, and it was under his tenure that the nuclear test in Pokhran was conducted in 1998 and India fought the Kargil war against Pakistan in 1999. He was a popular defense minister who made it a point to visit soldiers in Siachen, and it is said that he have made around 18 visits to the icy heights of the Siachen glacier.
Here we are celebrating our democracy, the elections that we had, and the installation of another government. And on another part of our subcontinent, the democracy that was seems to be in peril at the moment. We wish the people of Pakistan well, and we hope things will get sorted out there.
The relation with Mr. Vajpayee was good, but however, Fernandes was unhappy with the influence of the RSS cadres in the Janta government, which eventually caused the NDA government to fall in the question of dual membership.
Yeah, I would like to describe George Fernandes as the last socialist. Like the last samurai, he was the last socialist. He was an eternal rebel. In fact, it seems his father was working for Peerless Insurance Company, and he did not like the way his father would evict people from their houses and land to recover the insurance money. So he did not want to continue that job. So he said, I don't want to do that. So he rebelled against his own father to begin with. Then he joined the seminary in Bangalore to become a Roman Catholic priest. But there also he did not like the way the students are being treated by the seniors in the church. So he rebelled against the church and did not become a priest. Then came to Bombay. Then it was called Bombay, now it is Mumbai. And as they say, the rest is history. And he joined in media, and then he worked and then slept literally on the footpath. So in a way, he grew up with poverty. And the next struggle that he had to face, not only his own life, but was with the communist in Mumbai. The communist trade unions were very, very strong. So in order to compete with them, and in order to prove his own mettle, he had to fight against the communist. That was one of the biggest fights that he had in his life. So as a socialist, he fought against communist, and in a way he won. He defeated S.K. Patil in South Mumbai parliamentary constituency. S.K. Patil was considered to be a giant among politicians. So that is how he became to be known as giant killer. And then, as they say, the rest is history. He became a very big, well-known trade union leader. But I think as a trade union leader, he was very successful. The moment he joined politics, his trade union career ended. And then in politics also, the biggest fight that he fought was against emergency. He used to say himself that I am probably the only person who had all his bones in the body broken during emergency, which could be true also. In fact, he was really put into a lot of harassment in emergency. Not only he, but his family members also. They also were harassed. And then his fight as a minister was turned against multinationals. He was against all multinational products in India. He was a great supporter of Swadeshi, Make in India, and all these things. Very unfortunately, he was slapped with corruption charges, which never got proved. And there was a time when he was, as a member of parliament, the opposition party did not use his name. They refused to even take his name in parliament. He was subjected to a lot of such issues, in fact, but he never gave up. I think probably the only fight he lost in his life was his fight against death. That was the kind of socialist that George Fernandes was, and his contribution as a minister during Atal Bihari Vajpayee's cabinet will always be remembered. I had a number of occasions to meet him as editor of Organizer. I had interviewed him, I had travelled with him, and that eternal fighter spirit in him was something that would always say, never say die. That is why he suffered a lot, but he never gave up.
Fernandes was one of the most charismatic socialist leaders of his generation. George Fernandes belonged to a rare bunch of political leaders who rose above caste, religious and regional identities to leave a mark on Indian politics. The veteran parliamentarian passed away today at the age of 88 after a prolonged illness. And we at HW News Network pray that the departed soul rests in peace. For more news updates, log on to www.hwnews.in.
If you like this video, please share it, and we would love to hear your comments in the comments section down here. Also, please do like our Facebook page and follow us on Twitter to get minute-to-minute news updates. For more such shows and videos, well, subscribe to our YouTube channel.